Lagos, Nigeria, is one of the world's biggest megacities, and also one of those most vulnerable to sea level rise. But on Lagos's Atlantic shoreline, a gigantic engineering project is taking shape, the most eye-catching part of the city's response to climate change.
I'm standing on top of what has become known as the Great Wall of Lagos, part of a huge new project whose developers say it could help to protect Africa's biggest city against the impact of climate change. Eko Atlantic went into development after Lagos's main commercial hub of Victoria Island was hit by increasingly severe flooding and erosion. This now forms a massive new artificial barrier between the main city and the sea, consisting of 6.5 million square metres of reclaimed land and counting, all protected by this 9.5 metre high seawall.
Eko Atlantic was created by the Chagoury group, run by a family of Lebanese origin that is among the richest in Nigeria. Ronald Chagoury has been working on the project for over a decade. While only a handful of towers have been built so far, he says Eko Atlantic will eventually provide a climate-resilient home for up to 350,000 people.
This project gives us an example of how private funding can work with the state in finding solutions for coastal erosion. By having private solutions, we can probably make it on a bigger scale throughout different cities in the region. This project shows where Lagos is moving towards.
Alpha Beach, a few miles to the east of downtown Lagos, used to be a thriving weekend getaway destination for middle-class Lagosians. In recent years, its tourist industry, as well as many homes and religious buildings, have been destroyed by sea surges of growing force. As well as the impact of climate change, many residents believe that Eko Atlantic has played a role by altering the movement of water and sediment along the coast. Among them is Lukman Oladele, whose small resort has been wrecked by the waves.
I am a living witness that I've faced the challenge of the damage the seaside has done to me. I run business there, and that was where I earned my living, feed my family. I've lost all the rooms I have for chalets for those that comes to beach. It doesn't feel like going home that day. I've lost everything. We were first told that it's climate change, that was why we were experiencing the high level of the sea, the surge. But later on, we are told there's a project going on at the Eko Atlantic City, water surge. We've been experiencing that, but not as much as this.
State researchers have also warned of impacts further down the coastline from Eko Atlantic, but the developers say there is no cause for concern.
This project is being actively monitored. We did a lot of testing early days of the project, and we have third-party consultants that are monitoring the project as well. Coastal erosion really never becomes a serious issue until it starts hitting where people live. So it may have been happening and people may have not been noticing it really for the past 100 years, but by the time it got to where people live and are affected, that's when it starts creating a lot more noise.
The water settlement of Makoko is home to thousands of people who live here in the Lagos Lagoon in the heart of Africa's biggest city, on homes built in stilts and arranged in streets. Government officials have raised concerns about pollution and health problems, But the people of Makoko say their ancestors have lived here for centuries and they don't want to abandon life on the water.
Despite an abortive and violent government effort to clear the area a few years ago, life in Makoko continues much as it has since before anyone can remember. Men head out to deeper waters in search of fish, which are smoked and sold by their wives. Francis Agoyon, the Alashe, or senior chief of his community, says that Makoko will be much more resilient to sea level rise than more modern, wealthier parts of Lagos. As those areas resort to massively expensive engineering projects, he says, people in Makoko simply need to use taller stilts on their houses.
Climate change has never affected us. We don't experience it, but we think here, water, even though this year now, this 2019, yes, we experienced that water, the level of water was a bit high down before, but notwithstanding, doesn't do anything for us. We only learn from it now that few people, that water just touch their palm floor. But now they are all raising it to the high level that water change, climate change cannot affect. So we are okay. They are spending money on Victoria Land, on other places, and they still have a problem. What about Makoko? We don't have that problem.